Um, Hello, everyone. Uh, my name is Aziz Peppermintwala. I'm recording this testimonial for the healing which was done for me by Karim Hemani. Uh, I'm around 50 years of age and I live in Virginia, United States. I work as a software engineer. Around 8 years back, I had a medical emergency where I was found unconscious and an emergency response team had to revive me in the hospital. Uh, so what had happened was I became unconscious because my body ran out of one critical hormone, cortisol. Uh, uh, my kidneys, on our kidneys, there are glands called adrenal glands, which secrete hormones, and cortisol is. Some of you might know is the stress hormone. So, in response to any kind of stress, uh, one of the way the body deals with it is by uh, releasing additional cortisol into the bloodstream to allow the person to uh, cope up with the stress that was induced. So what had happened was I was found. Uh, I was undiagnosed until this happened to me. But when they did the checks on me, they realized that my body ran to zero for cortisol, and that turns into a life-threatening situation. So after that, to keep me maintained for every day, I would have to take cortisol externally in the form of pills, medication. As soon as I wake up, I have to have a high dose of cortisol, followed by uh, followed by in the afternoon another smaller dose of cortisol. And if I feel like I'm uh, uneasy in the evening, then I would be taking an additional dose in the evening hours, which is a very small dose. So to keep your body running, cortisol is one of the critical life hormones. So uh, this happened around 8 years back, and I was taking those medications, the steroids, every day, 2 to 3 times a day, without fail. And then around 4 years back, Karim Hemani started applying his healing techniques for me for this condition that I had. So his healing started taking effect gradually at first. And the way the doctors would monitor me, I would have to go to uh, regular primary care appointments more frequently, like around every 2 months, sometimes every month. And then at every quarter, the endocrinologist would check me for a special test where they induce stress chemically by injecting certain drugs into my bloodstream to check the stress response. And based on that, they would have to either uh, uh, increase my dose of steroids or reduce it to adjust to how much the body needed. So this was going on in parallel. Karim Hemani was applying his healing techniques on me. Also, I was wearing an emergency medical bracelet on my wrist, which would have instructions of if I am again ever found unconscious, then to revive me, it had the instructions of that the only way to revive me would be to inject a very high quantity of steroids to bring me back to consciousness. Otherwise, the next thing that would happen is, you know, it would be fatal. It would the unconsciousness would then move into uh, dying, like it could kill the person. So I was always wearing that bracelet for several years. Now, Karim Hemani is healing. He would apply multiple times. Every time he had an upgraded technique, he would apply it on me. And around a year back, and around maybe a year or a year and a half back, He had a very updated version of the healing which he did apply to me. And at that point, he his instructions to me were that, you know, you are taking the I am taking the steroid medications, but the body doesn't need it anymore because the healing is already uh, compensating for that. So it is unnecessary for me to take external steroids. And I that had a very profound effect on me. For a few days, I took the steroids, lowered my dose a bit, and then a point came where my mind knew that I don't really need it. I had full trust in what Karim Hemani's technique was doing for me. So I went cold turkey and stopped all my steroids. I watched it for a few days, no symptoms of any bad effects were coming to me. And I knew that I don't need it anymore, the medication. And a point came where I was talking to a friend of mine about it. And then I noticed, hey, why do I have this bracelet on still? And I took off the bracelet and he said, okay, you keep it. My friend said, uh, keep it at home. If you realize that this thing relapses, then you can reuse the bracelet and put it back on for emergency situations. I thought for a few moments, and then my mind knew it. I had the confidence. I said, no, you know, I took the bracelet and put it straight into the trash bin. So I had the confidence that this is not going to come back into my life. The healing has completely eliminated that life threatening condition for me, and I don't need to be on external medications. It has been around a year or year and a half, and I feel completely fine. I feel strong. I don't feel any effects of uh, stopping the medication or trying to survive with other treatments. I am completely healed with what uh, Karim Hemani uh, applied, the healings that he applied on me to fix this. I wanted to share this with all of you. Really happy to share my experience. Thank you, everyone.